All right, so we're going to give you guys some secrets on how you can scale in real estate investing in 2024. Now, if you guys don't know me, my name is Patrick J. Hilario. I'm the principal of Alliance Real Estate. I've been investing since I was essentially 18. So that was back in 2012. And then I got heavy into real estate in 2018, started with no capital and really grew that from zero assets under management to well over 5.2 mil in assets under management. Plus, I've been part of over $69 million in real estate transactions. I also help coach over 105 students right now. And I've also helped over 262 students over the past 6 years. Now, I want to give you guys these tips and steps on how you can actually scale your real estate investing, not how I did it and not how I'm currently doing it in 2024, mostly because everyone's got different goals. So to quickly start, for you to scale in real estate investing, the first thing is you got to realize, like, what is your main problem when it comes to scaling? Do you have a lack of capital problem? Is it an issue around you're not having enough good leads for good deals? Or maybe you don't have the network that's built out enough of people that know, like, and trust you enough to actually bring you capital, be your money partner, or even invest in your deals. Those are kind of the three main problems that I see with people who get stuck and can't scale. Now, if you're new, you might even have the issue of you're not even thinking about lack of capital, lack of leads, and lack of money partners because maybe you just actually don't know how real estate investing actually works. So that's a different problem. We'll cover that a little bit because that's, the beginning stages, but I really want to focus on, hey, maybe you already have a few real estate deals under your belt and you want to scale this. So that first part is really understanding, like, what's the thing keeping you from scaling? Like, what's the main problem getting in the way of your own goals? Because if you're not aware of that problem, if you don't know what you need to fix, it's very difficult to even move forward and start scaling. Like, if you don't know what target you're trying to hit, let's say you're trying to hit with that bow and arrow, well, basically it's impossible to hit a target that you aren't even aware of. So that first part is getting clarity on your own situation. And how I do this is take a pen and paper, sit down with yourself, and just figure out two things. So the first one is a deeper question of why is it that you want to scale your real estate investing? Like, why do you even want to add more units? Or why do you even want to grow your rental portfolio? Maybe I know for some of you, it's taking care of your aging parents. A lot of people I help out, they're in the ages of 25 to like 35. I have a few people a little bit older, a few people a little younger, but their main goal is to build that generational wealth, take care of their future aging parents, or even take care of their kids for the ones that have families. Or maybe the big reason is that you just want to travel more. You want to be able to have that freedom, build those assets, generate some form of passive income so that you can travel the world, you can get some experiences because life's short, right? We don't take any of that money, any of that real estate when we die. So maybe you're in the boat of you want to get real estate for the purpose of being able to travel the world in the future. Now, maybe you also just want to make more money, and that's okay. Don't be shamed by other people judging you just because you want to make more money. Like, money does solve a lot of problems. It allows you to, again, take care of your bloodline. It allows you to travel more. It allows you to step away from your job. Maybe you're someone that like really hates your 9 to 5. I know I'm someone that didn't hate my 9 to 5. I loved my 9 to 5 back when I was a teacher. And, to be honest, I miss it. Right. But that's why I still help people when it comes to real estate. I focus on what value I could offer to you guys through teaching this stuff. But if you're someone that hates that 9 to 5, maybe real estate is going to be that path that you choose to be able to leave that eventually. Now, If you're someone that doesn't hate your 9 to 5, maybe you just want to supplement some of that income, and you start to see and you're aware that inflation's going up, things are getting more expensive, you're still inputting the same amount of time at your job, and your raise isn't keeping up with inflation. So now you start to see the importance of, let's get some assets, let's build some passive income through rentals or even starting flipping or wholesaling. But you need to dial in on, why is it that scaling real estate is even important to you? Okay. Once you answer that, the next thing that you want to do is what I was talking about earlier, is identify what is your main problem? What is the main issue in your real estate investing business? Again, is it a lack of capital? Is it a lack of solid leads for your deals? Like, you're just not getting leads every single week, every single day? Or is it that your network or your networking skills aren't good enough, so people actually don't know, like, or trust you enough to actually give you capital or even send you leads for these deals? Once you identify those two things, then we could start to look at, okay, how do we actually fix this? Now, the big issue I find when people want to scale into real estate investing is they start thinking that they're just going to do it all on their own. And that's the biggest mistake that I've seen, right? This belief that, one, it's a myth that real estate investing is not a team sport. It absolutely is a team sport. You need realtors, you need mortgage brokers, you need access to even someone who's already been there before, just so you have guidance. You don't necessarily need a full-on board of directors. I have that. I have people that I reach out to that are part of my advisory team that have well over 200 plus years of experience. But maybe you don't need that, right? Maybe you just need someone to help guide you and be able to ask those questions, or a community. You need contractors. You need a full amount of people on your team, because if you try to do this on your own, you're going to get the same results that you've always got. You're going to waste time, you're going to waste money, and you're going to just not know how to actually scale in real estate investing. So you want to absolutely have that team. The biggest limiting belief that I've seen is this belief, and this, I believe it's attachment to this ego, that we got to figure it all on ourselves, that you got to DIY real estate investing. Well, think about it. Real estate investing is one of those age old avenues and vehicles for building wealth. It's not new, right? I'm going to show you some things in this video so that you can have newer strategies, more modern strategies on how to scale your real estate investing. But the fundamentals have always been the same, right? There's a reason why 98% of millionaires are created via real estate, and why it's such an age old vehicle for building wealth. But if you look at it, none of these people that got success in real estate did it on their own. They built a team, they had people with them so that they can actually make sure they avoid the mistakes, and they're not having to do their own renovations, do their own plumbing, find their own deals even. Like, yeah, that's important, but you want to really understand that if you're trying to do this on your own, it is a form of self-sabotage, right? It's also the issue I find where people want to get into real estate, but then they just self-sabotage because they either don't believe they're good enough, or they're trying to find like that perfect deal or that perfect piece of marketing, and they're just stuck in perfectionism, right? I'm going to help you guys deal with that and give you guys a little bit of tools to deal with that as well. Now, the next thing, if you even want to start preparing to get into real estate and start scaling this, is you need to understand the cost of inaction. Okay? This is huge. This is a big one I help with my students. And when it comes to my students that are high performers, they take action fast. They eliminate those time objections. They create urgency with themselves, and they work with me to create a level of urgency. Now, that doesn't mean they're making mistakes and they're skipping due diligence. That is part of the process. There's a place and time where you want to slow down your analysis of deals, slow down your deal and your due diligence, without getting rid of that urgency, right? And take a look, like, how old are you, right? How much of a timeline do you have to hit these goals? I just turned 30. I know a lot of you guys are around that age as well, maybe a little bit older, maybe a little bit younger, but time goes by fast, right? Every day, week, year, 5 years that you do not take action on real estate, it's just increasing the amount of money you got to make to actually hit that retirement, to hit that financial freedom, because now you have less time. And we all know, hope you guys understand, or at least you're financially literate enough to know that compound interest is like that eighth wonder of the world. That's what really builds wealth over time. But if you haven't started investing yet, well, there's a cost to that. Like, if you do nothing, if you take zero action, and you haven't built out a portfolio yet, or maybe you have, but it's not enough to build towards those goals that you're actually trying to hit, and you need a couple more units to retire out mom and dad. Maybe you need a few more units to take care of your kids that are going to be going to university or college soon, or maybe even you just are getting older and you start to realize, okay, like, I need to make a change to be able to travel, retire yourself out, and just live the life that you want, or start that business that you want. Maybe again, to leave that 9 to 5, right? Well, money can fix this problem. The issue is that if you don't have a sense of urgency and it's just delay, 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 or even worse, the cost of believing you're actually good enough to raise capital, find these deals, and connect with people that are in your network, well, it's very easy to just say, oh, I could do that. It's another issue. It's another reality that you're actually getting towards those goals. I see it all the time that people will skip, getting actual coaching, skip actually getting help, skip getting a mentor, and even continuing their education. And they'll say, oh, closing deals is easy, raising capital is easy, networking is easy. But then I don't see them closing any deals, raising any money, or even building a network of people that actually show up to, let's say you're trying to put together a container event. Like, those are all limiting beliefs, ego-based issues, and they're causing self-sabotage, and you're just messing up your own goals, right? So it's the true cost of not having an actual sense of urgency and not realizing that you can have the life that you want in the future. But if you do nothing and you just assume you're already good at these things, when in reality you're not getting the results, well, that is going to cost you millions in real estate. It's going to cost you all the free time in the future. And you don't want to delay this, because if you already understand the issue, why not just fix it? Why not reach out to people that want to fix it? So it goes back to, if you want to scale, you got to have that team, right? Another issue that I find is you got to actually believe that your future situation is possible, right? Sit down and actually write down your goals. This is a strategy that, before I even get into actual tips to help you scale, is, again, we want to dial in on why you want to do this. So my goal isn't just to help you scale in real estate investing, make more money, have more free time, but it's really to empower you to, like, live the life that you want to live, right? Whether those are personal goals or professional goals, but sit down and write down 100 goals of what you want, right? From there, then you can reverse engineer. Okay, what are your top 10? And then focus on that in 2024. Okay, you might realize that real estate investing might not even be part of your goals, and that's okay, right? I'm not here to convince you to get into real estate to make more money and really to scale your business and real estate investing. I want to empower you to live the life that you want to live, right? The goal there is, if real estate's not part of your goals, that's fine, right? You could leave the video right now. You could go live on your life. Awesome. And I wish you the very best. But if you find that real estate investing is not only a goal for you, but it's going to allow you to hit those other 90 goals that you set apart, well, hey, let's work together. Let's find a way that you can actually scale this and get serious about real estate investing. Right? It's not rocket science, but with the right steps in place, customized to, again, your situation, because we're all in different situations, I'd love to help you out. So again, if you actually want my help with this before we even get into the tips, well, I'd love to help you out. Honestly, just drop the comment help down below in this video, and then I'll send you a link. We can actually have a free strategy session. I'd love to help you out because we'll get clarity on, okay, where is it that you actually got to go? What's your situation look like? And if I could even help you out, then from there, let's talk strategy around marketing for deals, how to raise actual capital for your deals that you can execute on that. And then also, let's figure out if and how you can build a team that's going to help you scale. Now, let's go right into these steps on how you could actually scale real estate investing in 2024. So now we have a little bit of clarity. We know why you're doing this. You have some goals set up. You know what your main issue is. Again, is it lack of capital, lack of leads for deals, or even a lack of a network that likes, trusts, and then wants to do business with you, right? Once we get clear on that, then we want to attack that main problem. Okay, so I'll give you guys a few ways that I've done it. I'll give you guys a couple ideas also on how some of my other students have done it. First one is a lack of deals. Okay, that's probably the easiest one to solve because if you have a lack of deals, you just got to take a look at your marketing, right? What are you doing in your marketing? And how are you strategically attacking marketing to get more leads for deals, right? A few things that I give out to my students as homework. And again, this is going to depend on you. If you're someone that's a little bit more introverted, maybe you're a little bit shy, but you want to get into real estate, you got to realize you got to develop some form of charisma for real estate. You don't have to be the most charismatic person, but if you lack leads, then we got to start looking at what strategies can you use. I always split this up into online and then in-person strategies, right? Big one that I use is I understand that there's an attention economy in this world. Okay. You can make all the money you want. You can have all the followers that you want. But if you can't get their attention to actually send you deals and actually help you reach your goals, the secret here is you got to make it something that's in it for them. Right. A big one is I'll make posts every now and then of, hey, if you're in the Winnipeg area, or if you're in the Edmonton area, or if you're in the Calgary area, wherever I'm at, and you have deals, you have private deals, I'd love to connect with you. Hey, and if we close that, I'd totally love to send you a little bit of a referral fee, whether that's $1,000, even $1,500. Right. My dad actually brought me a deal. He got a coworker. They wanted to sell. They wanted to upgrade their house. And what I did was I got on a phone call with them, met with these people, and then we were actually able to close that deal. I made some money. The sellers were happy because they made some money. Buyer was happy because they were able to get a deal underneath market value, and it was a win-win all around. All my dad did was give me the phone number to connect with this person, and I paid him $1,500. Like, not a bad deal. But you got to make sure that if you're looking for in-person people to help you find leads, basically, these are what we call lead generators. You got to make sure there's something in it for them, right? It's not the me show, right? It's what the other person who's bringing you leads is going to get out of it, right? You got to have some sort of value exchange. So that's one thing that you could do. Another thing that you could do is that's through a post that's online and also in person. But a big one, if you lack leads, is do you actually have a good realtor? Like, do you have a realtor that understands your strategy that you're trying to do? A realtor that knows wholesaling, let's say, or knows the BRRRR method or flipping and has done flips, or that actually owns buy and holds, right? Determine what your strategy is. And this is what's going to help as well if you want to work on your communication skills is call 100 realtors. Okay. I've got a bunch of my students. Usually it's only the high performers that do this. The ones that aren't really high performers, it's all good. You want to close your 1 or 2 deals. Awesome. If you want full on financial freedom, take some time. I used to do this on Sundays and call 100 realtors and then interview them based on your strategy. Do they actually have buy and holds? Have they actually flipped? Do they know what the BRRRR strategy? Have they done that? Or have they ever wholesale? It's a little bit different with realtors, but you want a realtor that at least is aware of what wholesaling is. If your realtor doesn't understand the strategy that you're doing, it's going to be difficult for them to actually help you out, right? Pro tip here is if you get a realtor that's very young and they're actually coachable and they also want to learn the investing side of real estate, not just transacting deals, cool. You can be the person that shows them the ropes and helps them out with that. That's a great value exchange that your realtor is going to learn how you actually close and hold buy and holds, but at the same time, they can actually bring you deals. That's going to be for some of you guys a little bit more advanced, right? Actually helping your realtors grow their business as well while they help you find deals. Now, if it's again more leads, there's a ton of things you could do. You could do paid ads. I like to actually use a little bit of the Instagram ads. It's something I've been focusing on a little bit this year and a little bit of last year as well. And you'd be very surprised how far you can get with literally $10 a day. Okay. That's $300 in a month. Now, if you have that in your budget, try it out, right? Try making those ads for finding more leads for deals. Try targeting different areas in your city that you actually want to get properties in those areas. Okay. There's a ton of things you could do to scale your marketing for these leads. The big one is you got to pick a strategy that fits the real estate model that you're following. Okay. If you're wholesaling, well, it makes sense to pump out ads to make content and do that. If you're just going to be a buy and hold investor and you have all the capital, connect with realtors. You don't need the private deals all the time. There's actually a ton of deals on MLS, on the public listings that you can get that are very lucrative. You don't just have to do private deals, right? Now, if your issue is going to be a lack of capital, okay, the one key strategy that has helped me out, and this is going to be a frame, and I hope it helps you guys out. I've taught this to a bunch of my students as well, is for raising money. Yes, I could tell you it's the exact same strategies as finding leads, like marketing, but specifically to raising capital is you want to develop what's called halo effect. You want to develop this almost nervous inducing frame where when people come up to you, you're no longer trying to sell them on the opportunity. They're trying to sell themselves to be part of your opportunity, right? Now, how do you do that? A big one is really deep diving your inner core beliefs and limiting beliefs. And I see this all the time. And the question becomes, why would someone invest in you? You want to flip that. And instead, why wouldn't someone want to invest in you? Okay. Now we're talking about scaling here. So this isn't something that is going to necessarily work when you're new. If you don't have a track record, halo effect is not going to work. Trying to show that you understand real estate when you don't have any deals, you haven't closed any leads, haven't closed any deals, like it's not going to make sense. It's actually going to do the opposite, right? If you try to position yourself as like some sort of guru or like a know-it-all, and you're trying to give all this like free info based on a frame that you're trying to make people think that you've already closed a bunch of deals, that's not going to work, right? So for the new ones, before I jump into fully scaling for the people that have already built a portfolio and already have a track record, if you're very new and no track record, instead of building halo effect around you having all this experience in real estate, build halo effect on being an eternal student. Instead of saying, hey, this is all this real estate information, frame it as here is what I've been learning, here's what I've been doing, and then document that process, especially if you're new. Because now you're not from a position of, hey, this is what I know. Instead, because you don't have a track record yet, you show them, here's how hard I'm working, this is what I'm doing, and this is what I'm learning. I hope it helps you guys, right? Now, if you're already someone who's built a track record, okay, a few things that you could do is start building that halo effect through a few key areas. One is going to be having a brand that stands out, that is uniquely you. So here's a secret, okay? Big secret, even if you're in a different type of business. if you're a little bit crazy, people are going to judge you and people are going to think that, oh, this guy has no idea what he's doing, or they're going to make a bunch of excuses, or they're just going to judge that, you're just a little weird, right? But if you go full on, full buy-in into who you are and how you're one of one, not just in your real estate goals, but what separates you from everyone else, right? Again, it's going to take a little bit of reflection of what makes you super unique, right? And that's how you're going to build that halo effect, right? For myself, it's making sure people don't just know that I'm in real estate, but they understand that, hey, I also break dance. I know how to spin on my head. I've also, teach not just dance, not just high school, but I'm trying to master pedagogy, which is the art and science of teaching. I love philosophy. I've published these books on that. And then also, I still go out and still work on those communication skills. Have actually also helped a few real estate investors and other high net worth individuals to like work on their dating. Because secret is a lot of people that I coach, especially the guys out there, they don't actually want the money. They want the status and the free time that comes with the money, which ends up becoming a lot of these guys I coach, they just want to get married, have kids, and be able to take care of them. But they don't want to lean on money to do that. So I actually help people out with that. Now, is that a little weird? Totally, right? Breakdancing, philosophy author, teacher that also coaches investors almost secretly on the side of their dating while also showing people how to do real estate. Very specific. Now, for you, it's you want to highlight what are those interests, what are those skills that you have outside of real estate, and then find the way to integrate that into real estate investing. Okay. A big way that I help people build out confidence in this halo effect is find something else that they also have a track record in. For most of you that have already scaled real estate, you have skill sets outside of real estate. Maybe you're a really successful engineer. One of my students is actually running a conference around engineering, and cool. Like those conference skills are going to help her with her real estate investing, whether it's that communication side, building that halo effect, and then showing people that you're larger than your average person, let's say. You have more to offer than even just real estate, right? Then when you're adding halo effect, a big key thing here is dressing in a certain way, right? What do I mean this? I don't mean by like dressing like super extravagantly or wearing like all designer clothes, but dial in on the theme, let's say, or like the archetype that you're trying to put in, right? So for me, again, I'm into dance, so I'll be totally okay wearing like a backwards hat, wearing like a tank top, wearing like baggier clothes. I'll put on like I have this cat jacket I got from Japan because I love cats, right? Now you might think, what does that have to do with real estate? But it's creating that halo effect so people recognize you. And this is something that you want to experiment over time. If you have someone, you know, I'm Asian, like I'm Filipino, and I have a big beard. Very little Asians have a big beard. So I can actually tap into that to create that halo effect. I will now, because of the brand awareness that we built, I will absolutely get recognized more as that Canadian real estate guy when I have a beard versus when I don't have a beard. So you want to think about what separates you, what allows you to stand out a little bit more, but based on your unique personality. Okay. It's a little philosophical. I get it. If you can spend time learning not just halo effect and what this is, but also study, it's going to be a homework piece for you guys for at least 3 months, maybe 6 months in your whole lifetime. What is RAS? That's the reticular activating system. That's basically our selective focus. Because if you can understand that, then now you're going to have a way stronger understanding of human nature. And that's going to actually allow you to attract more capital, attract more leads, and attract more people on your team because you're going to understand the ins and outs of people, right? it's going to be very difficult for you to start blaming other people on how they react and how they make all these like crazy mistakes or allegations or whatever it is. So you're going to run into haters once you start scaling your real estate investing. You know, especially here in Canada, almost every single real estate investor that I've seen that's scaled past even, 4 properties, which, grand scheme of things, it's not that much. But compared to your average Canadian who now feels like it's impossible to get a home, that it's expensive to get a home, they want affordable housing, which, if you try to get people to define what's affordable housing, the average person has a very difficult time to do this. You will get haters in real estate investing and as you scale. So you want to be able to own that and understand it comes with the territory. If we connect this to halo effect, if you have haters, it actually adds to your halo effect, right? Because it's showing that you're someone that has the ability to stand out and go for their goals. Whereas the average person in North America is like obese, so their health is shot. The average male under 30 hasn't had like a relationship partner in the past year or so with these new studies that I've been looking into. So like their relationships and their communication skills are shot and maybe cool. Maybe they're hooking up with people, but they're not able to lock in an actual relationship. Their wealth, your average person's in Canada is in deep debt. I think it's not until like 35 or 37 that people start to have a positive net worth, right? And then finally, in their passions, most of your average Canadians don't necessarily know what their full passion is. And if they do, they're having a hard time actually funding that. And that's where real estate investing comes into play. You're going to learn skill sets and able to not just take care of your wealth, right? Again, my goal here is not just to help you build a business, get into real estate investing and scale that, but it's also to empower you to live the life that you want, right? So that's key there when it comes to actually scaling is building that halo effect, getting people to actually know you, right? You can do that in-person networking, going to industry events, connecting with people, right? I still go out 2 times a week. My acquisitions coach, who has closed well over 11 million before the age of 27 in business acquisitions. So we actually put a bunch of healthcare companies together, knew nothing about healthcare, knew nothing about real estate. He actually built his halo effect around a team. So that's another way you can build halo effect, right? So I made sure that my team has well over 200 years of experience combined. That's our legal team, our accounting team, the board of directors that I have on my team, and making sure that they are way more intelligent and skilled than I am, right? That gives me halo effect because now I'm not just learning what they're learning, but I'm able to answer questions that I don't necessarily know the answer to by reaching out to people that are smarter than me. Again, you can't do this alone. Okay? If you want to go slow, do it alone. If you want to go fast and get proper results and actually build something sustainable with speed of implementation, build a team around yourself. Okay? That's also going to have halo effect because then they're going to be like, oh, like other people are already working with you. There's already people on that team. There's already people bring you leads, and that's going to help you scale with that halo effect, right? Next is, so we got some leads because you dialed in on your marketing. You're doing online and in person. You have the ability to build halo effect and attract capital now, right? One thing that I mentioned is I still go out once or twice a week, usually twice a week, to just do general networking. Okay. That's me going out. Mostly it's like bars, clubs, different networking events, sometimes real estate related, sometimes not. There's a few social media management like events I'm looking into going. And by putting yourself out there and connecting with more people, you're going to build more of an abundance mindset. Okay. Because that's going to be key to scale. Okay. I've seen so many people not just burn their full potential away because they knew that they were in scarcity mindsets. And then after not even that much work, they start to realize that they have a scarcity issue, which we already knew. But then if they don't apply abundance into their own mindset and how they approach these things, not just in mindset, but actual implementation, well, then they just revert back to scarcity, right? And that is going to destroy not just your full potential, it's going to slow down your scaling because you're not even going to be able to close those first few deals, but it's also going to burn bridges. Because I don't know about you guys, but the moment I start to sense a little bit of scarcity in someone and they're blaming other people or they blame me or they just start freaking out instead of going back to the basics of, hey, we're getting into business. We're here to solve problems, right? If there are no problems, we don't have a business. So if you're going to complain about having certain problems and issues and mistakes and blame other people, it's going to burn those bridges. Like Canada's not that big, especially in real estate investing. You burn a couple of bridges, people don't want to work with you anymore, and now you are screwed. Good luck scaling from there if you burn those bridges. Okay? So trust is very, very important. So before I let you guys go, I want to blast through a few other ways that you can scale your real estate investing, and that's going to be around building your team. Now, before you build out the team, something I want to talk to you guys about, this is very important, so you guys probably want to write this down, is what does scaling your real estate investing mean to you, right? Does it mean just closing more buy and holds? Does it mean closing more flips, doing more wholesales? Or does it mean just making more money so you can close these deals, right? And you want to also look at what scaling means for you, because sometimes scaling isn't necessarily just raising more money to close more deals or having more leads to close more deals or building a team to close more deals, right? You also want to think outside the box, okay? This is why I looked at, and I was showing you guys about halo effect and your why and your starting situation, because everyone's got different skill sets, right? And you want to tap into that so that you can actually build your real estate investing business around your life and not your life to just all be real estate, right? You can actually connect different skill sets. So let's look at this different example, okay? So one of my students, she's really into social media, right? So yeah, she could, get a regular job, save money, and then, eventually put money down into like the next deal. Cool. Or she could use her passion for social media and start a real estate adjacent business, right? So for her, she actually started a social media management company to help real estate investors, to help people that are in construction, that are contractors, or even real estate agents, right? So now she's using her social media skills to scale her real estate by solving the social media problem for all these other people in real estate, which is going to make her more money. And then she can put that into real estate. So she's actually using her passion and skill set to make more money to then put into real estate, right? I did something similar, right? I am a teacher, right? So I have the skill set of knowing what is it that a student needs, how do I adapt learning to them and get them to learn fast, right? So that they can reduce the amount of time of mistakes they're going to make. So not only did I work as a educational consultant, but I was able to take those skill sets and then use that to teach real estate. Now, I can share all that knowledge. People always ask, like, why, if you're good at real estate, why share the knowledge? And it's because I want to build a community out so that we can do more deals together. Right? I've done deals with my students in the past. I've had students bring me leads. I brought them leads. And it goes on this like positive upward spiral where we're all winning together. I don't need to close every single deal. I'll pass on to deals to students. Students that have abundance, they'll pass on deals into our group and to even myself, right? So that's where I knew I had an unfair advantage if I use my teaching ability into real estate, not just creating content like this, but actually showing people how to close deals fast. Okay? Maybe you're a teacher as well. And maybe you want real estate, but you're not knowledgeable about it, but you're a teacher that's super knowledgeable about like fitness. Maybe you're like a gym teacher. Why not create an adjacent business to your skill set where maybe you get into a little bit of physical and online coaching around fitness, right? Now you can take that extra money on top of the job that you have and then plop that into real estate. Then you also want to look at, okay, well, maybe you're in sales. Maybe you can consider becoming a realtor, right? The idea here is when it comes to scaling, you don't just need to market and close more deals. That's a very base level, right? In 2024, what I've seen is that almost anyone with a certain passion, something you're really interested in, you can actually monetize that just by using social media and on your laptop, right? I've helped people start, like I've one of my other buddies, he wants to get into real estate in the future. He is awesome at his social skills. This guy's super charismatic. This guy never gets shy. You can talk to anyone, and his dating life is like on point. So I was like, dude, start a dating coaching option, right? Offer that to people, create that offer. And now he's able to close these clients and take some of that capital to eventually get into real estate, right? So think about what skill sets you have and then use that to scale while understanding what scaling means to you. The last thing I want to leave you guys with is you understand that there's got to be an end goal to all this, right? You don't want to just do deals just to do deals. You don't want to scale real estate just to scale real estate. So it's like going back to that clarity point, right? This is where we started. It's like you actually want to get clear on why you're doing this, why you're in real estate, and like what's the end goal, right? And your end goal could change. So what do I mean by this is really view real estate and any sort of investment and this real estate investing business as a means to an end, right? Then what? Then what are you going to do, right? So for me in the beginning, it was I wanted to scale my real estate. I want to build enough to be able to retire out my parents. Then I wanted to be wealthy enough and have enough financial freedom so I could at least walk away from my job and then see how I can become a better teacher, right? My full passion is teaching. Full passion is actually like philosophy, but philosophy connects to teaching because a good philosophy in education is a good education in philosophy. But that doesn't pay, right? Philosophy doesn't pay. Cool. Am I going to cry about it? No. But what I did instead, this is what I want you guys to think about, is use real estate to build the life that you actually want to live. I wanted to build myself at least a little bit of a runway, a few years where I can move myself outside of the public school system and then learn how to teach in a different way, learn how to teach in things that school can't teach. That's a full passion of mine. Maybe for you, it's dance. I know a lot of people are dancers, and a lot of people also like enjoying to travel. It costs money to do that, right? If you want to travel and dance at different locations, different provinces, different cities all across the world, you're going to need money for that, right? Maybe you're someone that just wants to be a stay-at-home mom or dad. You want more time with your kids. Real estate investing can provide that, right? That's a few ways you can actually scale real estate. Last thing is if you guys are serious about scaling real estate, but you want my help with this or even starting real estate and you're serious, like you actually want to work with someone who doesn't just have the track record in real estate, but has also a track record in teaching these things, I'd love to help you out and see if it's a good fit. Now, how does it actually work? I actually specialize in helping aspiring real estate investors start on the right path and also experienced real estate investors learn how to scale better and build that passive income through real estate investing, mostly using the BRRRR method, but we've also helped people with flips, full sales, and just making sure that the strategy matches your goals. And I've actually built out a 5-pillar process. So I'll go over this real quick. And if you want my help with this, again, I'd love to see if I can actually help you. Well, the first pillar is we want to make sure that you have a custom real estate roadmap based on your situation that's going to help you with the obstacle of not knowing how to start and how to reach your real estate investing goals, right? First, we'll actually work together one-on-one to build this custom real estate roadmap. And then you'll know exactly what you got to do to reach those goals the first 30 days, 60 days, and then 90 days. The second thing we'll work on is what we talked about earlier in this video is your marketing. And this is going to address that missing piece where, maybe you don't know how to find these good deals. You don't know how to track these opportunities. that fit your goals, right? Again, everyone's goals is different. This is where I want to show you how to master your marketing, not just online, but in person. And that's going to allow you to really understand your market and acquire those leads and properties that fit your specific goals. Okay? Now, remember when we mentioned that not having capital is a big issue for a lot of seasoned and also new investors? Well, the third pillar solves this. So I want to show you how to leverage using maximum efficiency. What that means is you'll learn how to use creative financing, how to use other people's money, OPM, and improve your high level networking skills so you can actually raise capital for your deals. And that's going to allow you to have an unlimited access to capital for closing more rentals, more flips, and even more of your deals. Fourth pillar, as we get close to the end here, is I want to help you get unstuck. I want to help you not stay tired, not waste all this time and months and even years trying to just get that next real estate investment. It's just one, right? We need more than one or add more than one each time as we move towards this. I want to show you guys how to get a rapid ROI. Okay, that's going to allow you to get returns on your deals ASAP. We give you all the tools, all the resources, all the legal documents, all the processes. So you have a full real estate investor kit that's going to allow you to close those next deals as long as you continue working with us at Allyance Real Estate. And then finally, my favorite pillar, my favorite thing to teach people is going to help directly with building that freedom business where you're building your real estate investing business around your life, not your life to just all be work, work, work. This is where we look at building your indestructible team. Okay? What this means is you'll gain the freedom, you'll gain the flexibility in your real estate investing business as you grow and build a professional team, and they're going to be the ones to help you scale and optimize your portfolio as it grows. Okay. I don't want you guys to just be a professional landlord where you're having to change all the toilets, do all this stuff, do your own management forever. All right. Do your own renovations forever. I don't want that for you guys. I want you truly to build this as a freedom business. Okay. So if you want my help with this, again, all you got to do is drop the comment help down below in the video. And then I'd love to send you an invite to a free real estate strategy session so we can see how I can help you guys, if that's even possible for me to help you guys based on your custom situation. Okay. So I hope you guys got value out of this. Again, remember when it comes to scaling, get clear on what is the main problem stopping you from scaling. Is it lack of capital? Is it lack of deals? Or is it a lack of a strong network? From there, make sure that you tack the main priority so you can actually scale. And then the last part is start thinking outside the box, right? What else can you do to scale real estate investing? Maybe it's improving your networking skills. Maybe it's just improving your education or your understanding of real estate. Or maybe it's learning how to create a real estate adjacent business, maybe on a laptop, so you can do this remotely on top of your 9 to 5, so you can actually scale that real estate investing. You have more money in this business, put into real estate after. But it's going to depend on your situation. I do want to help you out. And again, my goal here is not just to help you make more money, get into real estate, build more passive income and generational wealth, but truly to empower you to live the life that you deserve to live, that you want to live. Maybe that means hundreds of units. Maybe it means 4. Maybe it just means 10 or a few, right? But everyone's got different situations. I want to help you out. Again, you guys are awesome. Hit that follow and subscribe button. If this was valuable to you, share this with a friend, and I'll see you guys next. Peace.